Welcome back. You're still watching the Wenger Morghulis Game Week 12 episode. Um, this is part two because while recording part one, as you have noticed, we lost power. This is an excuse I often use during my school days, blaming MSCB for my lack of marks. Um, because it never created a conducive environment for studying because we used to lose power all the time. But anyway, never thought that it would come back and haunt me. But yeah, to answer Marco's question and the final closing thoughts about my sample sizes, I actually think that sample sizes generated for key statistics, like I mentioned earlier, shots inside the box, shots, XG, chances created, penalty touches. So people players generally generate a lot of these in a given game, and if you use about a sample of 6 to 8 games, then you typically have a strong enough sample size for statistical significance. So again, I haven't really run a statistical significance test on it, but you get the point. I mean, it's definitely better than the eye test. So sample size on the case of sample sizes, we're usually good. But I think another thing that I've failed to do over the last 10, 12 game weeks is look at the fixture list. um Players, I know Shyam mentioned this earlier, that he looks way ahead. He looks at game week 25 and game week 5, trying to see which players to manage and how. I think marrying the next 6 to 8 fixtures along with the stats that I just mentioned would be extremely crucial. And Salah, for example, last season, he was returning. He had a 10 point per game week return all of last season. And if you typically check the home fixtures, he had about 9 point X return a game week, which is actually really not bad. But against the top six, Salah's home form was lower, but still not very bad, right? What was really surprising was Salah's top away form against non-top six teams was actually worse off than his home form against the top six. So you look at all these other factors before bringing in a player, and the reason why I think it didn't really work for me in terms of getting Kane in was because he was still generating all those numbers. So the sample size wasn't an issue, but it was just I trusted what the numbers were generating more than the eye test. And I think Yuri mentioned it in the last podcast, saying that um, Kane was looking extremely leggy, very tired, not getting inside the box as much. And obviously, we had Lucas Moura and Lamela take bulk of the scoring load off Kane. But those were some of the reasons. Obviously, I'm not a great fantasy football manager, so as the purity table shows. But maybe we'll have Sham to talk about this next time, give his sagely advice on what selective stats he uses. But anyway, since just wanted to close out the last episode, given that MSCB wasn't very helpful. We will see you again in about a month. Everyone else, we had a new guest, Marcos, but we want more and more people to sign up. So we want Alhad, Raghav, Harshad, Gaurang, Phil, Josh as well. Please join. We will start recording again next month, and enjoy the international break. Tinker around with your teams. And yeah, for all the Singapore folks, can't wait to see you in about 3 days. See ya.